It's beefy, baby.
Hey.
My name is Luke Hodson.
Alex Morrison.
Hey.
You ready? I'm ready.
It's a movie podcast.
Hey.
Let's get it.
Hey.
Grease-soaked mess.
It's a movie podcast.
Hey.
Rated PG-13.
Hey.
Your mom didn't make that casserole.
Beef.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
I'm personally sorry. It's been such a long time.
And it's been all your fault, Alex.
Yeah, probably though. My only explanation is, so welcome to an episode of the Bucket of
Welcome
Beef
to
Show.
Chicken Tender Club.
Yeah.
Happy to see you guys back.
Yeah, I'm Honey Mustard.
My name is Dippin' Doggy. I'm Dippin' Doggy.
You're dipping, what does Dippin' Doggy taste like?
No, I'm the Dippin' Doggy.
You're the Dippin' Doggy.
Yeah.
You're like the mascot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dippin' Doggy.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for real though, my name is Alex Morrison.
My name is Luke Hodson.
And we're back with an episode after a month.
Yes. I mean, there's reasons behind it. I was out on a little contract, came back and settled back in.
Yeah.
Personal things, work things.
Lots of work things. Very
Exactly.
busy
We've been
with
busy
work.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to update you guys. So Samuel Court, for one, is like 60 to 70% done with the entire process of a pilot episode.
Post-production.
Yeah, we're in post-production for it. And it looks really good. It sounds really good. It's funny. And for those of you guys that know us, you'll be like, wow, this is actually really entertaining and fun and stuff. I think. What do you think?
I think it's grand. I'm excited for people to check it out.
Yeah.
To see what we've been working on. And I'm very proud of the team that put it all together.
So proud of the team.
Yeah.
It was all a group effort. It was really lovely.
Very much so.
Yeah, Dwight has been back a lot recently, which has been
I've
very
only
fun.
seen him once.
Yes,
since he came
yeah.
back, which was like last night / today.
Yeah.
The boys here for a few days.
It was really funny because I was asleep when he came in, and
Do people know who Dwight is? Have we talked about Dwight that often on the pod?
I don't know if we talked about Dwight often.
Dwight's one of our wonderful patrons.
One of our wonderful patrons.
My original roommate in New York.
Yes, and we all went to college together. And he is always doing cool stuff. He's the most active human being I know.
Doing the Book of Mormon tour right now.
Yeah, and he is back with us to celebrate Thanksgiving. We did Halloween. We had a Halloween party, but couldn't do a podcast.
It's too much. Too much.
Where me and Luke were both pirates.
We were both pirates. Alex was a better pirate than I.
I spent a lot of money on a Halloween costume when I shouldn't have.
How much did you spend?
I spent like $90 on that costume.
Ooh.
Big
well,
expensive.
I spent $100 on a big old goose poster that says, what does it say again?
Pathetic.
Pathetic.
It's a duck from the lowest angle humanly possible, and it just says pathetic.
I like it.
It's gonna be motivational, I feel like, for both of us. But yeah, and I know we promised Nightmare on Elm Street. We did promise Nightmare on Elm Street. When our last poll that we did.
Oh, so long ago.
Yeah, and I forgot. So now
I have watched Nightmare on Elm Street. I can just talk about it without you.
let's just do a quick. I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's just do like a 2. In fact, let me set a 60-second timer for both of us.
Let's talk about Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, and that way we still made our promise, and it worked out well. And we'll essentially have a 3-movie podcast, the first one we've ever done. Okay, you ready? I'm putting 60 seconds on the clock.
And we're just gonna talk about Nightmare on Elm Street.
You're gonna talk for 60 seconds. I'm gonna talk about it for 60 seconds.
Okay.
But in the 60 seconds, you have to have your beef score and your just like out of 10 score.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Right. Fire, fear, dreams. These are the things that inhabit this film. From the twisted mind of Wes Craven comes a real old wrinkly burnt guy who don't like kids. But he does. He likes hanging out with them, but in a murderous way. Good movie. Real interesting use of practical effects in this one, especially given the time. I thought it was a good spook. It lays the groundwork
30 seconds.
Groundwork for more things to come. Overall beef score, I think if you haven't seen it before, check it out. It's like a local hamburger spot that's been around for decades and doesn't necessarily get better with age, but it's still admirable. I'll give it a 7.2 out of 10. And I still have 4 seconds left. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second.
And time. Incredible. I like it. Okay, you do mine?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Go.
Okay, Nightmare on Elm Street is a lovely horror film. I remember Johnny Depp, a couple other folks in it. I love that it pokes at a very primal fear, just going to sleep and trying to stop yourself from sleeping. Those are some of the best horror movies around. The concept of Freddy Krueger hunting these children is really traumatizing and a true horror staple, a classic. Very lovely, lovely horror film. Again, like Luke said, practical effects are awesome. I am going to give this movie a very salty hamburger. Like, you have to work through a lot of that salty actual fear-based thing to like really find, because it is also kind of comedic in a lot of ways. I am going to give this an 8 out of 10. I'll always recommend it around the Halloween season. I love watching it. I love it, love it, love it. And I have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done.
Wow.
Wow.
Remarkable, Alex.
I don't think anyone's ever done a faster review of a movie. No.
I'm sure no one ever.
All right, do you have a question of the day?
Question of the day.
Yeah.
How hydrated are you, Alex?
Currently 0% hydrated.
0%?
I
feel so dry.
Yeah, I feel also very dry. Can I ask the Tarzan thing again?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay. And you know what? If you guys have a good answer to this question, like Luke looked up some stuff. Like it's always really fun asking this shit. And I saw this as a Twitter thing, and it was like, do you think Tarzan lost his virginity to Jane, or do you think he was out here clapping gorilla cheeks? And go.
Well, so we had talked about this on the street because we're cultured, you know. And I discovered that gorillas do not mate for life. They have multiple partners throughout their lives.
Polyamorous gorillas.
Polyamorous gorillas.
Polyamorous primates.
Yes, they are. Well, so I think this is one of the questions, too, because I'm imagining that, like, gorilla society has, like, you have the silverback, and the silverback's, like, is the silverback the only one that's fucking?
Like,
or are they all fucking? Or all the guys fucking?
I think all the guys are fucking.
Okay, well, if that's the case, if all the guys are fucking, with Tarzan believing that he is basically a gorilla until other humans show up, he probably did sleep with another gorilla.
You also have to think of Turk. Remember Turk? His, like...
Turk's the kid, right?
Yeah, the other one, the other monkey.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he'd be like, come on, Playboy. You gotta get in there.
Oh, man.
And Tarzan's like, well, I don't know.
I don't want to think about Turk that way.
But, like, I feel like
Turk's
Turk
just
is
a little
Turk
guy,
is low-key
dude.
like that,
Also,
honestly.
is Turk supposed to be like his childhood friend?
Yeah, yeah.
But Turk's little.
Yeah.
So Turk's just like this stunted, like, 22-year-old gorilla that never got to grow up.
I think he's still in the process of growing up.
Yeah, but most gorillas, like, reach maturity at, like, 8 years old or something, right?
I don't know. That's
Let's
a really
see.
good question. Because it's him, Turk, and then the little elephant. No, but you're right, though, because the elephant grows up at the end of the movie. I don't know. I have no idea.
A 10 to 15-year-old gorilla is considered like a full adult gorilla.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Turk has a growing problem.
Yeah, something's wrong with Turk.
That's okay, though. We still love Turk. That's why he's such a shit talker, though. He's small. He's kind of like Kevin Hart.
That is true.
You gotta stay scrappy. You know?
He probably has a great set.
Oh yeah. Okay, man.
So I think probably yes.
You think yes?
I think probably yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I hope the world never comes to find out.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure Jane asked that question, though.
You think so? You don't think she was too shy to ask?
No, I'm sure Jane asked. She's an explorer. She has to know. That has to be almost an immediate thought.
But then she's like okay with it?
Yeah, has to be. Okay, so we watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and we watched a movie called Spirited. Now,
That Alex really, really likes.
I love Spirited a lot. Do you have a preference of what we start with?
No.
Okay. Want to flip a coin?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Do you have a coin?
No, do you?
Pick up that penny right there.
Where's there? Oh, I
There's a
didn't even
penny
see
just
the
right
penny.
here. I have so much loose change just strewn about my desk.
All right, heads is call it.
Is gonna be Spirited.
Heads is Spirited. Tails.
I was hoping that would be the case.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, starring Andrew Garfield, Jamie Foxx.
Emma Stone
Yep.
and Lucas something.
No, Dane DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan.
Double D.
Double D, Dane DeHaan. Sally Fields. Dennis, what's his name?
The Menace.
No, the dad
Quaid?
is like a ghost. No, not Dennis Quaid, but the guy is a ghost. Okay.
Let's see.
Gotta fill the void with silence while Luke is looking this up.
Exactly. Looking up the cast.
Man. Oh my god.
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary. Okay, cool. All right.
All right, really quick. I'm gonna take a door opening break because our cat is gonna be screaming to get in. Hopefully he'll chill out once he's inside, but he probably won't.
Yeah.
This is the first ever Bucket of Beef Show podcast where we've actively had an animal.
Is it? That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Well, I mean, the cat's
that not true?
I mean, the cat's been around, but usually the cat's been pretty quiet. But I feel like
Or
now
slash
that,
been kept in Jack's room.
yeah. So
I missed out on so much time with this little cat while I was in Medora, North Dakota.
and we do love this cat.
I know.
Synopsis time. Do you want to do the
Yes.
synopsis for this, or do you want to do the synopsis for Spirited?
I think you should do the synopsis for this.
For this? Mm-hmm. Okay. After the events of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where everyone was turned into lizards by Dr.
Amazing
Kirk
Spider-Man
Connors.
1.
Oh, The Amazing Spider-Man 1. Everyone was turned into lizards by Dr. Kirk Connors. Spider-Man saves the day and accidentally, inadvertently kills his girlfriend's dad. Yeah,
He doesn't kill Gwen's dad.
Inadvertently.
Blizzard kills Gwen's dad.
Yes, but Spider-Man could have stopped it.
Well, that doesn't make him responsible.
Kind of does.
We
though.
fundamentally disagree.
He has
It was
great.
not
he has
Spider-Man's
great
fault.
power. A great responsibility would have been saving his.
Wow, you're brutal.
Yeah. So I just realized my ass is hanging out of the back of the seat.
Cute.
Anyway. So we open up The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Peter's still madly in love with Gwen, but is in turmoil over the fact that Gwen's dad said keep Gwen out of it.
Yes.
We also have Max Dillon, played by Jamie Foxx, who turns into Electro. And
Electro.
wants to get a power grid.
But you know, he designed the power grid.
Yeah, but he wants it back. And we have the introduction of Harry Osborn, who is one of Peter Parker's oldest friends. And
Who they don't really talk about at all in the first movie.
No. And has the same disease as Norman Osborn, where he will die if he can't figure out how to fix his disease.
But his is accelerating rapidly.
Rapid acceleration.
Unlike his 65-year-old father.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's... Get out of my butt, dude.
The cat's going crazy in here. We may have to remove
Remove the kitty.
but we'll see. I believe in him right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's without really going into anything, but yeah, I think that's the synopsis for the.
What did you think of Rhino in this movie?
Oh yeah, Paul Giamatti is an American treasure. I will say that off rip. However, not his movie. This is not his, and this has nothing to do with the Rhino. But the intro with him is really fucking fun and exciting. I think this is, like I said, Andrew Garfield is the best Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and this movie he was like, I feel like he found his rhythm and his comfort in that, you know?
Sometimes the accent went a little overboard.
Way too far.
That is the question.
That's the question.
That's the question.
Nothing but an old suitcase full of dreams. Or
Yeah.
an old suit,
Yeah, some
an
of
old
them were-
suit, a whole box of nothing.
Yeah. It really came out thick sometimes.
It did.
It didn't make a lot of sense because it didn't happen all the time, and it never happened in the first movie.
No, it was so weird.
Yeah.
But I feel like this movie, we can't go beat by beat, but we can go section by section.
I'm down.
Yeah. So we do have the beginning where he's graduating from high school. And they do look like high school kids. I really was like...
Ish, yeah.
Yeah. But at that point, they were both like 30, right?
That's pretty crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's nuts. And there's a whole chase where they're chasing down some what? Oh, no. We didn't even talk about the parent shit. That's what opens this movie.
Yeah.
Where, like, the dad is trying to run away from people. That's the thing this movie doesn't
evil
do well.
people.
It's like you're really just questioning for 2 movies. What the fuck happened to his parents?
Yeah.
You know?
And they're just like, we don't know either. But what if we showed this? But they do know more about the parents in the second movie.
Yeah, but I mean,
sure.
like, halfway through, there's a secret tunnel and subway station.
The D train, baby.
Yeah, the D train.
The D train to destiny.
Where his parents kind of die in not a car crash, a fucking plane crash.
Yes.
At the beginning. They're fighting for
There's
their
an
lives.
assassin that goes on board the plane.
Kills the pilot.
Yeah, kills the pilot, but he's like, I'm gonna kill the pilot and make it seem like a plane crash.
He made it so obvious too that he did that because he like walked out and talked to Richard Parker, but he had blood all over his hands and just starts washing his hands.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you trying to keep this a secret?
Yeah, he did a bad job. He could have worn gloves, didn't wear gloves.
No. Ridiculous.
He's really smug about the whole thing, really. He really did not seem like a professional.
No.
It seemed like he had a personal vendetta against the Parkers.
Yeah, it seemed remarkably personal.
Just like, what if it had like nothing to do with like the video that so basically Richard Parker's trying to like upload the like something. You don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
And this guy's like trying to kill them / like trying to stop them from uploading this stuff. It really feels like a personal vendetta.
It's like the Spider Venom stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that video, like, explaining things, which, like, doesn't really explain anything. He's like, Oscorp made me work with governments.
We did things.
We did things with governments. And it's supposed to be, like, this really big, like, let's take a look behind the curtain, but it really feels like kind of like a shitty White House press secretary.
It does, yeah.
It was like...
But I guess the whole point of it though was like he made the video to be like, oh, like Oscorp fucking sucks, so I used my DNA, so you can't really access the full properties of these spiders unless you have my DNA.
Why?
in
Who
you.
is that intended for? If it's not just for his family members.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why would he want? First off, why would he want to let Oscorp know that?
Yeah, because they would immediately go after his fucking son.
Like, what is the benefit to like sharing that information with the world?
With anybody, with anyone at all.
Zero.
Because he's like trying to keep his son safe. That's why they go, and then he's like, "Oh, actually, I'm dead now. My son is the only person you can get it from." So
Yeah. So good luck, Pete.
He's like, "I'll be dead."
Yeah, literally.
So
Crazy. This is kind of one of those movies where like it is fun, but like the more you like actually think about some stuff, it's like, huh.
what's really going on here?
What's really going on? What's under the curtain? Huh?
Yeah.
Who are these governments?
They show the vulture wings and the Doc Ock arms, and I'm like,
They do.
They just
The
hand
big
these
old
out.
tease.
Their goal is just to hand them out, I think.
Yeah.
They're not, no one is responsible for making them, really.
It's all Oscorp.
It's not like Doc Ock is like, oh, these are my arms. It's like they're going to hand this to someone named Dr. Octavius and be like, you can have arms, I guess.
Yeah. And he's like, boy, oh boy.
He's like, wowzers. It's like Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So then there's a big plutonium chase, very Spider-Man-esque, and he keeps seeing Dennis Leary everywhere he looks because he feels guilty.
Dennis
that
Leary
he's...
is the cop father who died.
Yes, and he's feeling so guilty that he's dicking down Gwen and being Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes and graduates, and then he breaks up with Gwen because he feels guilty, which is fair.
And she's like, you keep doing this.
And she goes, no, I'm breaking up with you.
I break up with you.
That's not how this
She
story
reclaims
goes.
her
I break
power.
up with you. And it's all serious and sad. And then it's like, what kind of, okay, the music in this.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it more or less than the music in the first one?
I noticed it more than in the first one.
Yeah.
I know I was never like, this is incredible music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I kept
it was
bringing
good.
up
Like,
the,
it definitely fit the vibe.
I love the
sure.
electro theme. I love the electro
Yeah.
theme. Like the little whispers.
Yeah, Alex kept talking about it. He's like, wait till you hear the electro theme. Wait till you hear the electro theme.
It's like, he lied to me. He got to me. He lied to me. And you're like, okay, I like it though. We also do meet Max Dillon in the first fight scene, and that's when he becomes like weird obsessive with Spider-Man.
Yes, good old Max Dillon, who becomes Electro, played by Jamie Foxx.
How do you like him pre-Electro?
It's fine. It's like kind of cartoonish.
It is cartoonish.
It's very cartoonish.
I
but
like it a lot. I think it's just so it's kitschy in a really fun.
when he's like in his apartment and he's like setting up all these things that Spider-Man did for his birthday.
Yeah,
He's
it's like
you got
I
me
love
a cake. That's what. It's these small kindnesses.
And he gives Spider-Man like this sexy voice, and I love that. He's like, "You're welcome, Max. Thanks. You're my best friend." I'm like, oh.
Let's kiss in Dumbo later.
Yeah, let's kiss in Dumbo later. So Max Dillon falls into a vat of electric eels, and his teeth go back to being straight, and he turns very
That
blue.
part's hilarious.
It is really funny. Turns blue, electro, boom.
Eel powered,
yeah. Peter, at what point does Peter get back with Gwen? Because it's pretty quickly, right? Because Electro appears for the first time in Times Square, and then they have that cute little date, and they try to set ground rules, like, okay, you can't be cute because when you laugh, it's cute. When you blink, it's cute. When you wipe your nose, it's cute.
Just shut up and kiss me already.
So goofy.
Yeah, they're just like incessantly horny for each other at all times.
It's honestly pretty cool. I remember the days.
It's cute.
I remember the days. You remember
Yeah.
those days? Incessant horniness? Or are you still there? I don't know.
I definitely am not still there.
I have moments. I feel like I hit 25.
I
and
kind of
I'm like,
wish I was still there.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
You know what's crazy? I have like 3 days out of the month where I can't stop it.
You can't just stop being horny.
I can't. 3 days out of the month, always.
There you go.
It's always like the last week of the month. Like,
You got to cycle. Men have cycles too.
I know.
They're much less intense.
But it feels more at the forefront now because in general, since like puberty, I'm just less that dude.
You're just old.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
That's the question.
That's the question. I don't do complicated.
Let's talk about that. So what does that mean, Alex, to the people that may have forgotten parts of this movie or haven't seen this movie?
So we find out also very early in the movie that Norman Osborn has this disgusting disease where his fingers are all long knife nails.
Yeah,
and he's all scaly. And
basically
shit.
it's like you're a witch disease.
I can't stand scaly things in these movies.
There's a lot of
bro.
scaly things in
I
these
hate
movies.
it. I hate when human flesh has fucking reptile scales.
Oscorp is just doing a lot of ribbit activities out here.
ribbit.
Yeah.
I agree. It's too ribbity, bro.
Yeah, dude.
But he like
you just go into Norman Osborn's office, just like frog music, like some swampy slappers.
And so Harry goes and sees Norman, and he's like, "You got me scotch on my 60th birthday. You fucking suck, Dad. I fucking hate you." And he's like, "Well, joke's on you, motherfucker. You're dying just like me."
That is
so
true.
fast.
He's like, you gotta make something of yourself, kid. You ain't shit.
You ain't fucking
You've been nothing
shit.
but a disappointment, by the way. Bye.
And by the way, my disease accelerates faster in your body, you fucking moron.
Yeah, literally.
It's like, has your hand started twitching yet? Has it? Oh, that sucks.
yeah, he's really no help at all.
No. So Norman Osborn dies, and Peter watches it on the news, and he goes to see Harry.
Mm-hmm. And Harry's in this big meeting, and all these big mean whitey board members are like, "You're not shit, Harry Osborn. You're just a little dumb 19-year-old." And then Harry's like, "Well, whose name's on the tower?"
Yeah, you call me Mr. Osborn.
Yeah, it's Mr. Osborn, actually. You piece of fucking shit. Hey, my father's assistant, she's the co-head of the company now, basically. And she seems like she's good at her job.
That's actually Black Cat, so she's like in disguise.
Oh, Felicia, you're the boss now.
You sexy ass.
Hey.
So Peter visits Harry, and they become best friends again. They hadn't seen each other in 10 years, and they go on this walk in Dumbo. And it's just the
Are
weird...
they in Dumbo or are they in Fide?
They're in Dumbo.
Yeah.
They're in Dumbo, yeah. And they go and sit, and they're like skipping rocks, having buddy talk. And Harry's like, "So you have a girlfriend? Can we actually try this? Can we try?
Just
Can we do
just
a
the
reenactment
dialogue?
of it? Let's just do a reenactment. of it.
Can I be Harry?
Yeah, you can be Harry. Yeah.
How does he start it? I can.
He's
Like,
like,
what's your love life like, Peter?
"Oh, it's kind of a situationship. I don't know."
What do you mean?
Well, that's the question. That's the question. It's kind of complicated.
I don't do complicated.
Yeah. And I'm sorry your dad died. You know, my dad had this briefcase. Have I told you about this briefcase?
No.
It's just a suitcase full of junk. Suitcase full of memories.
Oh man, that's my whole damn childhood aside from my $5 trillion fucking bank account.
Who know nothing about that? Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a thing too. Could be a Spider-Man guy, woman. Honestly, we don't know.
That is true. He does say that we don't know.
So
I think I've run my course on that one.
Me too. Yeah, so it's so funny talking about it because so much happens in this movie.
There really is a lot. It's just
lot.
It's one of those movies where it's like so go that you like don't have the time to be like if you're just going along with it, it's like just distracting enough for you to be like okay.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
because Gwen's getting ready to go to what, Oxford?
She's going to the
London.
UK. She's going to London.
Aunt May has a new job at the hospital.
Yeah, let's talk about Aunt May for a second because I like the Aunt May in this version because she is the most. She feels like she's from Queens.
Yes, she does. Yeah.
Like she feels like she's an actual person from Queens.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Sally Fields was actually from Queens.
Could be correct.
I would not be surprised. But I do like this iteration too because she's also like the least clueless, and she's really trying to protect Peter with her secrets too. You know. Hey, I know the cat's there, but we're doing this.
I'm sorry, I'm absorbed with the cat, but I am listening.
The cat's playing with plastic.
All right, it's time to move the cat. Time to move the cat.
Yep, there he goes.
You want to say something, Link? What do you have to say? Hopefully they hear that.
Yeah, hopefully they hear the sweet purrs, that little engine revving. So Luke took the cat. He's gone. He went bye-bye. I don't know how to do this podcast without him here. Also, this is the first podcast that we've been together in a long time. We usually do it over the phone, which is like, okay. It's like weird having to look someone in the eyes like that. I'm not like the biggest fan. Sorry, just gabbing.
Gab goobin.
Yeah, but so, yeah, it's cool that Aunt May has her own secrets and she's like really trying to protect Peter. Is where we were at.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really. She also doesn't really know anything about Pete's parents. It's all a mystery to her too, right?
Yeah, she's like she's kind of like your dad had left you here basically. Your dad left you here because he did some shit at Oscorp, and that pissed me off. That he just left you here.
Yeah.
You know.
Fair. She's like, I've been here.
She's like, she's like, you are my son. You are my son. And that scene is actually really powerful, where she's like really trying to hold back her tears.
Yeah.
And he's really there. He's like, I know. She's like,
but he's my dad.
For you.
I like how he's never like.
For you.
I like how he's never really like, I miss mom. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Really, he's like, did I have a mom?
His mom was just like a total like benzo alcoholic piece of shit. Apparently,
she was just never there.
Because he's never like, I miss mama. No, he's just like, Dad. Well, that also proves to me that he never got his father's approval when his dad was there.
Yes, yeah. Well, he was a scientist. He was like, I don't like. It's so funny to me that
his dad's like, I don't do complicated.
What's really funny is that the scene where he's doing the video to explain that his DNA is the only thing that can unlock the spider venom or whatever. It's the same scene that takes place in the first film at the very beginning, where Peter and him are playing hide and seek. So he wasn't actually playing hide and seek. He was like, Peter, go hide. And then he went downstairs just to make this science video.
Yeah, literally.
So he just never really played games with his son. He just sent Peter on wild goose chases all the time.
So he wouldn't be bothered by fatherhood.
I think that's hysterical.
Poor Peter.
Yeah, so it comes down to it that Harry Osborn is like, I need Spider-Man's blood. And he goes to...
He's like, you know Spider-Man. You take his pictures, right?
Which has never been talked about before in these movies.
Yeah, there's just like a few times Peter's like, yeah, I can sell a few more pictures to the Bugle.
Yeah. Very much just out of it.
Yeah.
And so, like, Peter's like, I can maybe Spider-Man. Like, I don't know. That's a question. Maybe I can get
him in the questions.
Spider-Man over here to talk to you. And then he shows up as Spider-Man with the same exact voice. No attempt to make it any different.
He's like, yeah, I can't do it.
Wait, we should do that scene now. Can you give me your blood?
No. It's too dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
It just could be. I gotta go.
You're a fraud, Spider-Man.
That's the best line in the movie. The best line in the movie is when Harry's like all fed up.
Also, he's a chronic
He
alcoholic.
throws his hands up in the... Yeah, that is true. He is an alcoholic because of the scotch that his dad got him on his 16th
birthday.
I started drinking at 16. I never stopped.
That's your fault, Dad. It is kind of his fault. But yeah, I mean, like, I remember 16. If someone handed me scotch, I'd be like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're a fraud, Spider-Man.
You're a fraud, Spider-Man.
Gwen's about to go to London.
Yeah, so she has some interviews with Oxford.
Also, what is this thing when Electro gets captured after the Times Square thing? He comes across this German doctor.
Yeah.
Who's just there to torture him. Who is this man?
He just is a Nazi.
He really
He's
is.
just like, I survived, Spider-Man.
I will take all the electricity and shove it up my own ass.
Maybe.
And it will be glorious. I will get everything I need.
Yeah, we don't really know what experiments they're running on Electro. They're just like
dunking him in water.
Yeah, making him sleep, and they just like wake him up, monologue at him. They put more electricity into him for some reason.
Yeah, really,
or
it shouldn't
he's
have
like
any
absorbing
effect.
the electricity.
It shouldn't have any effect. He's like, this place is made of electricity.
Yeah.
I can feel it in my veins. And they're like, cool, we're gonna shock you with electricity.
Yeah, I think it would have been fun if they just kept him in like a big old wooden box in the forest.
That would be ideal.
You know what I mean?
He would never escape.
And do that kind of shit.
No one said he's strong. No one said,
No.
you know what I mean?
He just gets charged up.
Yeah. It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then fucking he escapes because Harry Osborn is freaking
Yeah,
out.
Harry
that
Osborn,
dying.
he's going on this whole quest. He's like, I gotta figure out what was the whole plan of him?
He like found like the secret room in Oscorp.
Oh, and found like the files and everything.
Yeah,
and then
like, there's a secret room with maybe Spider Venom.
Yeah, and then the CEO, the guy that's trying to like supplant Harry, is like, we blamed you on the
For the lizard incident.
For the lizard incident, it was a child's fault, and that child is not fit to run this company.
He's like, you son of a bitch, you got
He's like,
me.
you sealed the files. No, you sealed the files, and now I'm gonna tell everyone that you sealed the file. It's like somehow not gonna damage Oscorp.
No, so he
at all.
so he goes to Electro and he's like, I need you, and Electro's like, you need me. And then Electro escapes.
Also, let's talk about how fucking he like shows up to this like Oscorp prison, and no one has been told that, or did they?
No,
know
he goes
that?
to Ravencroft, but like the thing is, like he still showed up, and he's like, I'm Harry Osborn,
And they let him in.
and they just let him in.
Yeah, well, because Ravencroft works for Oscorp, right?
I don't think so. I think Ravencroft is its own institution.
I could have sworn it was like a secret like dark site prison.
You know what though? It
Oscorp.
would be because they kept Max off the books for it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So maybe. Either way, he beats the shit out of 5 guards.
he does.
Little boy Harry Osborn.
When he said it's Goblin Ghoul time.
It's Goblin Ghoul time. So he goes to Electro and is like, I need you. They escape. They go find the man who's now in charge of Oscorp. He's like, take me to the secret room, titled AKA Secret Room.
Yeah.
And he takes him down there.
How do you know about that secret room? It's a secret.
He injects himself with venom, and he turns into the Green Goblin. Which is the worst looking fucking Green Goblin
like,
outfit. It's so bad.
The suit's cool. The suit and the glider are fine.
Yeah, but his fucking teeth licking long
I'm fine.
hair thing-
I'm fine with it.
Nah, man, I'm not okay with it.
I'm fine that he just looks fucked up.
If you have a comic accurate looking Spider-Man, just give me the Green Goblin.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
It would have looked better with the first Amazing Spider-Man suit. Like that
Yeah.
pairing would have been beautiful.
Yeah.
But so Gwen is like, I got into Oxford. Peter's like, oh shit. And
I'll come to London with you.
Yeah, I'll come to London with you because London needs a Spider-Man. They
Or
haven't
England,
found,
I guess.
Yeah. They haven't found Jack the Ripper yet, so he's like,
Yeah. And she's like, oh my god, Peter, you're so funny. Let's go to London, Peter.
So then Electro attacks the power
She's like,
grid.
I'm sure you're not gonna go there and like break up with me because you feel guilty that you could be saving New York
And you can't swing on any tall buildings.
Yeah, oh my god, Peter.
Electro attacks the power grid. And
He's like, all this power belongs to me.
he fights Electro. They beat Electro. Gwen is there.
Mm-hmm.
And her whole thing is
Gwen's
like,
helpful.
Gwen is helpful, and she's like, you can't make my decisions for me. Like, I get it's dangerous,
Yeah.
but you can't do it.
Yeah.
That bites her in the ass later.
He hits, does he hit Electro with a car? Someone's getting their ass kicked, and she like, what does she do?
Well,
She saves him somehow, and I can't remember how for some reason.
because she knows the specs to the grid, so she like goes into the control room and does something.
She does.
Oh, she
something.
overloads the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, like, just kills Electro.
Yeah, kills Electro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you think it's over, whatever. They're like, we did a good job. And then you hear, ah, 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 ah.
It's just like a more, like, evil version of my normal laugh. I feel like if I was any comic book character, I would be the Green Goblin.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I'm feeling silly, Spider-Man.
You're a fraud.
I turned the H&M building green, Spider-Man.
I bombed the Times Square Hershey
I
store.
swapped all
What
the
will you
larges
do?
with smalls, Spider-Man.
But Green Goblin shows up and he turns around. He basically figures out that Peter is Spider-Man, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you, Gwen." He yanks her up a building. They fight, and then Gwen falls to her death.
How did you feel about that sequence?
I really hate watching it.
I thought it was very well done.
Oh, like the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Gwen.
Well, the fight
I don't-
and when Gwen falls, too.
It's really pretty when the little spiderweb hand
Yeah.
like is going
tries to
for
grab
her.
her.
But I don't like watching that fall. Like, and it's not because I think it's bad. I just like it makes me sad.
You don't like-
I don't like hearing the splat.
Yeah, her hitting her head like that.
I don't like it. It's
Yeah.
too quick, and it's just so. Ugh.
And he's like, Gwen.
But the fight is cool with him trying to stop the gears with his foot,
Yeah.
and like
Strong as fuck.
Yeah, it's like really cool. Yeah, she hits the ground, man. And then the thing that Andrew Garfield is so good at, I feel like I've seen him in so many scenes in my life for some reason where he's like mourning someone and like holding them as they're dying.
Yeah.
And he does him and Tom Holland do it really, really well where they're like, see, you're okay. You like get up. Like there's a point where they both kind of are like,
They
oh,
lose
like,
their hope.
yeah, but like there is a point where they're like, oh, they're okay. They're actually okay.
Yeah.
And then they sit and stare for a second. They're like, no, they're not.
No.
Yeah, and Gwen dies. Big funeral.
Yeah. More rain, more black umbrellas.
Yeah, Peter sits in the cemetery for 5 months. They make it seem he's there for every season.
It seems like he's there for every season.
Yeah. And there's no Spider-Man. And then Aunt May, as she's supposed to not know that he's Spider-Man, is like, wow, that spider guy hasn't been around for a while. What do you think about that?
He's like, that's the question.
I don't do complicated.
Yeah.
So fucking funny. And then this little boy that he saves early in the movie with a wind turbine. Like the rhino comes back out of
He's in a big
nowhere.
suit now.
Yeah, the rhino's in a big rhino suit. And this little boy that Spider-Man saves early in the movie comes out and he's like, I'm gonna fuck you up, Rhino.
He just facing down. They really steal from like the Tiananmen Square picture of the guy standing in front of a tank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so
Very similar to that.
And he's like, oh, little boy, you're Spider-Man. You gonna do something? You gonna web me up? And Spider-Man
And the
shows
kid's
up.
like, I am stoic. I am brave.
He's not saying a word. He's like,
No.
I'm gonna fuck him up. But I do like it when Spider-Man shows up and he's like, all right, Spider-Man, you got it.
I got this, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
cute.
Thanks for your help, Spider-Man. Which really, the kid did buy some time.
He did, yeah, for him
Realistically.
to get there.
We also didn't really talk about the secret subway tunnel thing.
What is there to talk about?
I guess that's where he finds the video that was supposed to be broadcast to the world, but like didn't because the computer got closed. So he opens it up and it finishes loading. He's like, "What's this?"
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
He's
the
like,
plan
"Here
was.
are all the secrets."
Which Peter would never be
By the
able
way,
to
I'm
release
not
anyway.
telling the secrets.
He would never be able to. He releases that video and he's like, only my DNA can create spider people, basically.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Huh? Who's Richard Parker's son?"
Yeah.
What if Richard Parker was just like a total piece of shit, and he had like, he was like an even crazier Nick Cannon, It's like 1,000 children scattered around the globe.
Damn. It leaves zero room for which would be my favorite thing ever is if they did Miles Morales and Andrew Garfield was his Peter Parker.
That would be great.
But it takes the wind out of those sails, basically.
Oh yeah, because no one else can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I could see them trying to figure that out.
Unless Richard Parker has a mixed son, they're brothers. That'd be crazy. If Peter and Miles were brothers,
in fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That's
like
why he's such a dickhead.
like an East New York baddie.
Richard Parker was out here playing. He was a player. But yeah. So I think that's like the whole movie for the most part. I do like. I don't hate how this movie ends.
I'm fine. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I remember at the time though, like the Rhino fights were like front and center in all the trailers. So everyone was like, "Oh, Rhino! Oh, Green Goblin! Oh, Electro! This, that, and the other thing." You know what I mean?
Everyone was talking about like Sinister Six, Sinister Six, and I was like, "What is Sinister Six?" And they're like, "You don't know Sinister Six?"
Yeah, not happening.
And then I played the Spider-Man video game, and I learned.
Yeah, but I actually the dialogue at the end is what I like the most when he's like, "Oh, you're gonna come down here and face me, Spider-Man?" He's like, "You want me to come down there so you can kill me?" He's like, "Yes, I do." And he's like, "All right, I'll be right there." Damn, I miss New York. And I love it. It's just classic dialogue.
Yeah. Nice Spider-Man dialogue.
Yeah. You're a fraud, Spider-Man. Very good stuff.
Yeah.
So what are final thoughts on this guy?
I think it's an enjoyable superhero movie.
It is, yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. The acting, all of the actors in this movie are good.
Yeah. Like,
sometimes the dialogue's like, what's going on? I know that, Dan DeHaan got, like, a lot of, like, hate for his, like, portrayal of Harry Osborn. Mm-hmm. But it's, like, very clearly just, like, what the movie was going for.
Yeah.
So, I don't feel like it's fair to be, like... And, it kind of worked, like, within the script, like, what he chose to do.
Yeah.
/ like, what was expected of him, like, was done. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like... So, I honestly didn't really have a problem with it, like, his version of the Green Goblin. Like, I think it would have had more weight if, like, they had explored, like, the actual relationship between Harry and Peter before, Harry became the Green Goblin.
Yeah, the Green Goblin, though, is supposed to have so much room to breathe. Like, that's my only thing with it. Give him room to breathe. You shouldn't know that it's Harry.
Yeah.
You shouldn't know.
Yeah.
Like, I would even get if, like, they didn't know who he was, and he's like, "Oh, Peter." And he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. That could be fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I totally agree. My final thoughts are this. I love... This movie took a lot of swings, in terms of being comic accurate. Like, a lot of this stuff is comic accurate. Should it have taken the time to, like, you should have taken the time to do a third one, do the Green Goblin a little bit differently, but they did the death of Gwen Stacy, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Accurate Spider-Man costume. I love Jamie Foxx in this. I love him pre-Electro. I love him while he's Electro.
Yeah, Electro's not a bad villain in this.
No.
I think the second movie is more entertaining than the first one.
Yeah. Well, because, the first one, it was like they were trying to really go for realism.
Yeah.
So just in, like... the way that he swings his costume, this, that, and the other thing. They were definitely going for that. In this one, they were like, okay, we can take a broader swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this was right at the turn of, I think the second one came out when the first Avengers came out, maybe a couple years.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like, it was right when you were getting more comic accurate everything, as opposed to like that like late 2008, 2009 superhero thing where like they're just all in leather trying to be the cool version of what they actually are.
Yeah.
But just give it what it is. People like it as it is.
Yeah. Very true.
I think they really swung and did a good job.
They swung.
Oh,
they really web swung, brother.
Really web swung, brother. So yeah, no. I will give this man, in terms of meat. I wasn't even thinking about meat. Don't they go to a Thai place?
Oh, they're supposed to meet up for dim sum.
Okay. Dim sum.
What beef dish?
Beef dim sum, is that a thing?
Yeah, but like what kind?
I can you help me? I don't
No.
know. Okay. I'm just gonna say beef dim sum, and I'm just gonna leave the mystery up to the mystery aspect is his parents, and that makes sense to me. Yeah, and then I will settle this guy. And last time we did an episode, you were like, "You're really dogging on these movies." And I was like, "Damn, I'm really sad with that." And I was like, "You're
Oh,
right."
well, it's okay to dog on the movies.
Yeah, but I don't want to dog. People work hard on these things.
I know.
None
of anything of what we're saying is like we don't think that the people that worked on this deserve to keep working on what they love to do.
We are both performers too. Like this is just what we enjoy.
Just personal opinion.
Yeah.
General thoughts. And honestly, like, what's good about film is how imperfect so many films are.
For me, it's
you know what I mean?
For me, it's rewatchability.
Yeah.
It will always, and like there are some movies that people are like, this is the worst movie ever, and I'm like, I will rewatch this every week until the day I die.
Yeah.
And it rates high in that way.
Yeah. I was talking to our roommate Jack about this yesterday when we were like, I was like, we should watch Fan Four Stick, the Fantastic Four movie.
That like came out in 2015.
2015. And I was like, a lot of people really don't like this movie. I was like, this is a pretty bad movie. And he's like, what if I like it though? And I'm like, it doesn't matter if you like it. Like, you think I like personally care if like you like something that I don't think is good? Like, and that's a weird thing. Like, so many people are always like, oh, you like that thing? I think less of you, brother.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Why?
That
For
makes
what
no
reason?
sense to me.
It's always people at parties. You can't talk about movies that you like at parties.
That's
you
true.
just can't do it. People
Yeah.
are like, oh man,
People got like booze and other shit flowing through them. They're like, I'm a god.
your take is dog shit.
My word is law. Fuck that.
Yeah. But so in that respect, out of 10, I'm gonna give this like a straight 7.1.
Yeah.
I love the actors. I really like the comic bookiness of it. Some of the dialogue is off, but like I said, the actors really make this work. I love Sally Field. I think she's my favorite Aunt May.
Yeah, she's great. Really good.
Marissa Tomei is my third, but I also don't think they really gave her the time to.
Well,
just
she's also
be
just like
Aunt
a
May.
totally different Aunt May too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like single flirty Aunt May.
Yeah.
Who can handle that?
Who doesn't care that Peter's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is so odd.
Mm-hmm.
That's like such a recent... whatever, I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Too many people know that Spider-Man is Spider-Man.
That is true.
In everything now.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I'm. 7.1.
7.1.
What about you?
7.1. For my beef score, I'm gonna give this like it's like a Beyond Burger. You know what I mean? It's like a little different. It like, oh no, maybe not Beyond Burger. I'll give it an Impossible Burger because Impossible Burgers taste more like beef.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's good. It's like it's still a fucking cheeseburger, but people just are like, that's not a cheeseburger to me. That's what this movie kind of is.
Yes, I agree.
You know
with
what
that.
I mean?
I agree with that. Yeah.
Which I understand. Like, I understand that people are exceptionally like defensive over like things that they love, whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, still tastes pretty damn close to a burger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had fun. I enjoyed it. I'm also gonna give it a 7.1.
Okay.
Tied
Wow.
rankings.
Tied rankings.
It's fun. It's like if you want to like watch like a superhero movie that isn't like super, like a pre-MCU superhero movie when everything like didn't have like super similar formulas and it feels like its own kind of thing, then it's fun.
Do you feel like though, like, how good of a time would you have watching this having no knowledge of the first one?
It would probably be fine, I think.
Like, would it be fine, or would you be like, what? Like, you know what I mean?
I'd probably be like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
at certain points.
Yeah.
But they cover the bases like really well of like the parents leaving and everything.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It makes enough sense for sure. It honestly, if anything, I would probably be like, oh shit, like I wish that I could have seen like Harry and Peter like being buds and shit before this. And I know that they talk in the movie, they're like, we haven't hung out since we were 10, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
But like especially like with them doing Oscorp stuff in the first movie and them never talking about Harry, it then feels weird to like still be doing Oscorp stuff and then being like, oh, by the way, like Harry and Peter are like best buds.
Yeah.
You know, that's just kind of weird to me.
I got you.
Yeah, so I'll give it that score.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh, we're done with Amazing Spider-Man?
Done with the Amazing Spider-Man.
All right, cut to commercials.
Hey there. You ever just walking down the street and you wish that you had $6?
Are you asking me? Or
Yeah,
is
do
this
you ever,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the product for you.
Okay.
It's the $6 magnet, all right?
Say magnet?
$6 magnet.
Okay.
You can use it once a day, and it automatically pulls $6 to the magnet.
From where?
No one knows.
Okay.
That's the whole commercial.
That's the whole commercial.
Yeah.
No one knows. What's the name of it?
$6 magnet.
Can you do you have a
It
catchphrase?
costs $60.
It only has 10 uses.
No, you can use it forever.
Okay. That's pretty
$6
cool.
extra $6.
What's the catchphrase?
That's what we
Do
call
you have
passive
like
income.
Do you like a catchphrase for it? The $6 magnet.
Get your $6.
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Thanks.
Okay. Do you ever wish that you had a switch that would make you turn into a petri dish? That when you flipped it on, you're as good as gone. And when it's off, you have the ability to scoff. The whole point in
The
this
spoken word, baby.
the whole point in this
Is I'm a pacifist. Don't know why I'd ever use a fist.
you turn it on, it makes you numb, also makes you feel really dumb. When you turn it off, it's you're back. Makes you feel like you don't want to crack. This product is called the dumb switch, and you install it into your spinal cord. And really, when you just want to turn off and not be a person, you just turn that thing on and you go dumb. You go nothing mode. You go into the space between spaces, in the dark where you cannot find the light. But when you turn it off, you're just like
How
back
do
to
you turn
normal.
it back on if you just go dummy?
Oh, someone has to do it
You go
for you.
super dummy.
You better hope you have someone that will
So
turn
it's
it
just
back
like
off.
so it's just like if you want to kill yourself.
No,
you
you're
can
still
just
there.
use the
you
dumb
you just have nothing like on. Like it's just like you turn like you know how sometimes
Sounds like dying.
you know how you can go thoughtless sometimes.
No.
Oh,
Like you just never think about anything.
I have moments where I can really just look outside and it's off. Like there's not a single thought going through my brain. It's just
Not
static.
even in like what you're looking at.
Nope. I can
Damn.
really turn that shit off.
I can't.
No.
Maybe I need the dumb switch.
You might need the dumb switch. But I would like to like physically be able to like turn it on and off because sometimes it just comes and I'm like, oh, I'm gone.
I'm gone.
Oh yeah, so the dumb switch.
I love it.
Turn it off to
Get-
come back alive.
Get stupid with us.
Get stupid with dumb switch. Yeah. Give me a jingle. Give me a jingle. Give me a goddamn jingle. We're on the clock.
It's the dumb switch.
That's
That's the jingle.
No, we need the outro to our commercial break.
That's the commercial break. Thanks for coming. If you want to buy the stuff, come to my house. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. All right, gang. Movie number 2, which we haven't done this.
Do we want to? This is gonna be a long one. If you want to do,
We'll do it for like 15 minutes.
this is gonna be like a 2-hour.
It's not going to be a
podcast.
2-hour podcast.
We're at 1,600 bars.
Do you even know how much time that is?
It's probably like 50 minutes.
But you know, at this point, if we keep talking about how long it's going to be, it's just going to be longer.
Well, that sounds like this is what they signed up for.
Yeah, you can listen to it, or I guess you don't have
Did
to.
you guys miss us?
We haven't done a double pod since we started.
I don't know how to
pretty
do
much.
it. I don't know how to do the normal pod anymore.
I feel like I don't
I think I
either.
got worse at doing the pod.
Yeah, no shit, it's like a muscle.
No, but like even when we were consistently doing it, after like our 6th episode, I feel like I just got worse and
You
worse
just
and worse.
plummeted?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel it. Well, because I feel like some movies, though, and I've thought about this a lot, some movies we need the route of like going beat by beat, and some movies you can just fucking go.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true.
And I feel like we haven't figured out which ones we can do what with, because
No.
the podcasts that are really good that me and you have done, a lot of times are the ones that we do beat by beat, but we never want to do beat by beat because it's like just too much.
That's fair.
You know, we kind of did it with this one, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but a lot of times it doesn't. I don't know. It's like it's a mixed bag.
It is true.
So Spirited.
Away?
Just Spirited.
Here.
Not Spirit with
Spirited
the horse.
there.
I would be shocked if anyone listening knew this movie, honestly. It's an Apple TV Plus movie.
Who's in it?
Ryan,
I didn't watch it.
Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
Who else?
And Octavia Spencer.
Yeah, I forget Octavia Spencer's in this movie. Octavia Spencer's wonderful in this movie.
Yes, and Tracy Morgan. And then I feel really bad for not knowing the names of the other people, but they're there. Hello.
Where's my phone?
But you got to do the synopsis for it.
I gotta give a shout out to everyone. Yeah, we also got Sunita Mani, who plays Christmas Past in this, as well as Patrick Page playing Jacob Marley, both of which are awesome. Also, Sunita Mani is so beautiful.
So beautiful.
She's just so pretty.
And she seems like so much fun.
Yeah.
She has so much personality.
Let's also give a shout. Okay, I'll do the synopsis of it.
Okay.
There is an organization that is dedicated to bringing joy to one stupid motherfucker every year that makes people miserable. It's a year-long commitment to turn a piece of shit good, ladies and gentlemen. It takes a team of crack ghosts. They're all ghosts. They're all dead, but they're all dedicated to making mean bitches smile and help make the world smile. Will Ferrell, who is secretively, should we reveal this later?
We'll
pod?
reveal it later.
He's got a history to him. He's currently the ghost of Christmas Present. He's starting to get a little jaded by the people that they're saving. They don't seem to be making as much of a difference as he hoped. Mussolini happened. Hitler happened.
Everything.
Japan
happened.
went nuts.
Yeah.
The U.S. is pretty sus. Very sus, too.
The most sus, honestly.
What did we change? What did these ghosts change? Nothing. That's according to Ghost of Christmas Present in his deepest, darkest fears.
Yes.
Along comes this beautiful, sexy piece of shit PR guy who basically controls all of the continental U.S. through social media. He's really good at canceling people, but he never gets canceled himself. Will Ferrell and all of his best Christmas buds be able to redeem this piece of shit and make the world smile? Who knows?
Who knows?
Also, it's like Christmas Carol.
It is just like Christmas Carol. With some fun twists. With some fun twists to it, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's also a musical.
It is.
This whole thing is a musical. And the music's pretty good. Pascal Paul did the shit. They did the soundtrack.
They did.
The dancers in this are killing it. They're so good. I really like how they shot all the dancing. Mm-hmm. You can actually see what people are doing.
Yeah.
It's nice. They have a lot of like long takes, a lot of zoomed out takes where you see like the whole group of like 40 people just like throwing it down.
Like intense tap dancing too.
All the dancing's pretty good too.
And,
Even the main folks are good. Like Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell, Sunita Mani in the last song is fucking eating it, dude. She's so good. She's so good.
Ah.
Yeah.
Super good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we watched this movie yesterday.
Yes.
And we watched Spider-Man, like 4 days ago?
Yes.
So this movie is probably a little bit more in our heads than Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I watched this movie last year it came out last year. And then Jack and Luke watched it yesterday with me for the first time. How do you feel about it? What are some of your favorite aspects of this movie?
It's just super fun.
Yeah.
I think the special effects in it are really good.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like when they send like Ryan Reynolds' character like back to like not Dreamland,
Back to bed.
that shit back to bed is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the effects really good. The music's great. The dancing's wonderful. The script is like a little like, okay, like they kind of race to the conclusion in the end there, you know.
And a lot of stuff is repetitive. You get a lot of repetitive stuff.
Yeah.
Which works in a way, but like at some point you just kind of know how everyone is going to react to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ryan Reynolds being like, "This is about you, Will Ferrell."
Yeah.
You know.
But what about you?
Yeah. Every couple scenes that happens.
Yeah. And then Will Ferrell's like, "It's not about me. It's about you. No, it's about you. It's about Us.
Oh. Yeah, so, okay, tell me about the songs. Tell me about your favorite songs, because I have, like, 2.
I don't know if I can, like, probably the last song I really liked. I liked the first song, too.
I like the Ryan Reynolds Christmas Tree song, when he's, like, when you meet him for the first time and he's at the Christmas
Oh,
Tree
that one is
organization.
good.
That one's really, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he, like, goes to, like, the National Tree Grower Association.
Yeah, which is real.
No, it's not. Really?
My parents literally every year
They go to this convention?
They go to the Michigan Christmas Tree Association.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like they all just have
No,
like
it's
connected wires
They
with like
go-
buttons in the basement, and they can just always talk to each other.
No,
and
they
they
go.
do.
They go like every year to the Michigan Christmas Tree
Whoa.
Association, and they talk about different growing strategies.
No way.
And like how other people's farms are doing, and like how much people are charging for trees.
Wow.
And they like connect landscapers with farmers and farmers with other farmers. And,
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's real.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love the acting.
They get an annual. They get like a bi-monthly magazine from the National like Tree Growers Association.
Can you have your parents send one?
Maybe that's what we should get. I should get you for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool, actually. How wild.
I know.
Anyway,
real.
yeah. So this movie.
Not to that extent, but
yeah. But the movie's really cool because Will Ferrell basically is like, this guy has so much reach because he does stuff for like the NFL and Disney and things, and like creates diversity, right? Or adversity. What are we?
adversity.
What am I looking
Looking
for?
for something bad?
Yeah.
You trying to say something about diversity, bud?
No, shut up. You know what I'm trying
Adversity.
to say. Creates adversity. Like for a living. So he thinks that he can reach like a lot of people.
We gotta
if
stop
they-
this guy from promoting diversity. A lot of most of the ghosts are white.
No.
Oh, actually, no. They have a very diverse group.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan is the black skeleton, I guess.
I guess it's just Will and fucking Marley.
Patrick Page, yeah.
The guys in charge are white.
That is true.
That is true.
They respect them the most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of fun.
But they've been around the longest. They are technically the two that probably started it.
yeah, it's true.
No, started it. No, they didn't start it.
No, Marley would have.
Marley would have started it.
Marley probably didn't start it either.
No?
No, but Marley's been around the longest for sure.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting how they kind of pave it. Like, there is like this whole like ghost situation, but they like do research and basically put on a whole theatrical thing. And the way that they're
It's like a planned show.
like it's a whole year planned show, and it just goes to shit immediately. Like Patrick Page gives up immediately. He's like, this guy's he's unredeemable. There's no point.
Yeah,
And he just like leaves.
but
in the
it
middle
also
of the
kind of
song.
feels planned too. Like
In a way.
Will Ferrell, like Ghost of Christmas Present is like still kind of like, oh, but we can do this and this and this.
Yeah.
Like he has his own plan.
Yeah,
going
he goes off the rails, but it's
But, like,
he,
on purpose.
yeah, it's on
Yeah.
purpose. But everyone like he fucks Ryan Reynolds fucks the Ghost of Christmas Past almost immediately.
And then she's like, I'm done. I'm not working. Did he say anything about me?
Yeah. What does his hair smell like? Well, they said cotton
Bitch,
candy.
you don't remember?
You were right there.
Come on.
You were in his childhood bedroom. Weird. But yeah, it flies off the rail. But you know what? I do like this movie a lot too, though, because there are some like remarkably serious moments that like kind of hit. They like kind of
Oh, for
hit.
sure. Like
yeah.
the Ryan Reynolds shit.
Yeah.
You know what one song like they just do too long is the Good Afternoon one.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And I get that's supposed to be like the mood booster for like
Yeah.
the middle of the movie, just to like be like, oh yeah, we're still having fun.
Yeah. That's where it's like, oh, by the way, like this movie's also for children.
Yeah,
It's very much of like a kid song, I think.
It is, yeah. Which, you know, it's so interesting. Like, this movie definitely didn't have, like, it didn't feel like a geared audience. Like, it didn't feel like a kid movie. He has sex with the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah.
Like, Suck My Dickens is also a thing. But then you have, like, the real kitschy kid songs.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? Fascinating.
It's fun.
It is really fun. But, like, the moments that hit, like, his sister dying and trying to be like, you need to take after this kid.
Yeah, one of the big things in this is that Ryan Reynolds' character is helping his niece run for student council
Against this other kid.
by exposing this other kid as a homeless hater.
Yeah.
Basically. Because he works at a soup kitchen, and when he was in 6th grade one time, he posted and then deleted something where, like, ew, serving food to the poor.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And he's like, the second he posts this, or the second he posts something good about him, you know, working there, you're going to post this video that me and Octavia Spencer found.
Yeah.
And she feels really guilty. Octavia Spencer feels really guilty about finding this video at all.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I'm doing, like, I'm doing research on a child.
Yeah.
No.
And the kid, like
opposition research
yeah,
on a child.
Yeah. But they go into, like, you know, the ghost of what is yet to come and find out that this kid killed himself over the hate that he got.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
I
right?
was like, whoa. Yeah, but the kid kills himself. It's like really, really sad. Yeah. The one thing that this movie does really, really well is that Will Ferrell's character is all about this, like, you know, I don't know if I'm unredeemable, but I believe that, you know,
that's also a huge thing. Like, the reason that Will Ferrell really wants to do the haunt on Ryan Reynolds' character because he feels like he could make a big difference. But in their research on him, the organization figures out that they, like, analytics say that he is unredeemable.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that he can do it.
Yeah.
Even though it's been done once before.
Been one time before. You can give it if you want to give it.
The big twist for this movie. Ready, you guys? It happens like halfway through the movie, all right? The ghost of Christmas Present, a.k.a. Will Ferrell, is actually a.k.a. Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge.
Who was labeled unredeemable. He was the first unredeemable.
But Jacob Marley was like, we can redeem him. And then, for some reason, Jacob Marley's the one person who's like, we can't do it, Ebenezer. It can't be done.
It can't be done. You're wasting your time.
Yeah, also, as like the movie progresses, or maybe I just noticed this, like, all of the people that work for this, like, Make People Smile program, they start to look more and more like wizards from Harry Potter.
Yeah. The whole, like, big Will Ferrell ballad.
They feel like Dumbledore's army.
They have flashlights on both of their hands.
Yeah.
It's super funny.
Yeah, very fun.
But anyway, as I was saying, the thing I really do like about this movie is, like, especially toward the end, Will Ferrell goes back to Earth. He retires. And, like, because his time as Christmas Present with Ryan Reynolds is over. And he goes back to Earth, and he's, like, waiting for Ryan Reynolds to go through his, like, trial with the Ghost of Christmas Future or whatever. And, like, he comes back, and he's like, so, like, what happened? He's like, pretty much, like, yeah, like, I'll remember this and feel guilty for a couple days, but I'm still gonna go to work on Monday. He's like, this is my job. This is my livelihood. He's like, I will, like, he's like, you did a good job, and, like, you're my friend now, but I have to keep doing what I do. And, like, as a movie watcher, you're like, why? Like, what is the point of this?
Yeah.
And then you have, like the last song of the show, basically, which is, like, you can't be the best in, like, one moment. Like, that's that whole song.
You'll
like,
never always be the best.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta
try.
something good every day.
One step at a time.
Yeah, one step. With me and Luke have a musical
that we're making up. It's very goofy.
Every time we go on a walk, we sing our titular song.
One step at a time. We're trying to talk to Dwight about being the evil witch of the forest.
You know, the fairy wizard.
We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, now is not the time. Yeah, we know this is a long podcast. Yeah, but I love that it's really like you do one good thing a day. That's all that matters. It's like you can't be good all the time. That's just not how life works.
We can't be perfect all the time.
Yeah, you can't be. I mean, you can't be good all the time either.
That's fair.
You know.
Yeah.
So, I just love where this movie's kind of coming from. I appreciate it, and I think the music's really fun. And yeah,
check it out.
Check it out. It's a good one. We just added this just because we feel bad about, or I personally was like, we should add this extra movie that we watched just because feel bad about.
Yeah, we're
not
working hard,
releasing a
guys.
podcast.
We're working hard on this podcast.
Yeah, this is a 3-movie review.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I will be putting Nightmare on Elm Street as the top
top billing.
The top billing on the episode. So, yeah,
you're welcome.
Feel good about that. You want to rank it?
Yeah. What do you want to go first, or I'll go first? I'm gonna give it an 8.7.
That's pretty high.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. 8.7 is probably too high, but I just decided to go with it.
That's right.
It's just a fun movie. Like, it's a good time. It's like one of those movies where like you can also just like talk during it. Yeah. And you like don't miss a ton. No. You know? It's a good Christmas movie.
It is a good Christmas
like especially
movie.
in terms of like newer, like I can't think of like a lot of like newer Christmas movies that are like good.
That like take the effort.
Like and that like do have the capacity to like hit you. Like my two favorite like modern,
tell me about
my two favorite modern Christmas movies now are probably this and a movie called Klaus, which we should totally do Klaus for the podcast.
I've never seen Klaus, and I know you've talked about it.
The first time I watched Klaus, I cried 3 times. Love Klaus.
We'll watch Klaus.
Yeah. Also, J.K. Simmons is in that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's in everything. Yeah, I remember just last year when this movie came out, they did. Remember the Santa Claus?
Yes.
They have a new show on Disney Plus. They started last year.
Yeah.
Last year was also the sequel to A Christmas Story. And like 2 years, it was a remake of The Grinch. And it's just nice to have something. And I get this is still like a Christmas Carol spinoff. But like it really is its own thing. And I really do like that.
They definitely had it, like, they definitely used their imaginations for it. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not a copy-paste kind of thing. Yeah. I will say now, this is in my top 5 Christmas movies. Oh. What's your top 5?
My number 1, I think, will always be The Grinch with Jim Carrey. It just has so much style. It's so fun. I love it so much. Elf is up there. I'm really not a big fan of A Christmas Story.
Would you consider Home Alone to be a Christmas movie?
Yeah. But that's like on the verge of going into those movies like Die Hard and shit where they're Christmas movies kind of too.
Okay.
But I do like Home Alone a lot. Home Alone is up there. Honestly, the second Home Alone is up there. I like the second one more than the first one. And I just had another one. Everyone loves Elf. I don't think it's for me. Like I don't mean it's not for me. It's just not my top 5. And I like A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. That one too. I think that's 5, right? Nice. 4, something like that. Nice. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. And I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this an 8.4. Yeah. Yeah. It's up there. It's good. For the holiday season, fantastic.
Yeah. It's like a roast beast.
Yeah.
That's going to be my
I'm going to
beef
give
score.
it Who Hash.
Who Hash?
Yeah.
What's that? It's like
Who Hash. I think it's whatever you want it to
I
be.
like it. I dig it.
So yeah.
It makes me think of like pastrami hash.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
It should, yeah. I think that's like it's like corned beef hash, but
corned beef hash. That's what I was going for.
Yes.
Yeah, corned beef hash.
So yeah. I think we'll settle with that for now. We know this is a long episode.
It's very long. I'm going to take a nap after this one.
I pretty much have to go straight to work now. But that's okay. We had a good time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming back if you listen to this episode.
Thank you guys.
I'm not even going to pretend to know which episode this is. 34, 33, something like that. Whatever. All good stuff. We appreciate you listening. You can still check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Bucket Abuse Show. Make sure to check us out on patreon.com/bucketofbeefshow. I don't have the list in front of me, but you guys know we love you very much.
Yes,
and
thank you
we
all
are
to all
going
of our
to make
patrons.
Content at some point, we promise. But
Yes.
it's nice to have that support. It still helps us make episodes. It still helps us keep engaged with you guys, even if you don't realize it. We love you. We appreciate you. Anything else?
We love you.
My name is Alex Morrison.
My name is Luke Hodson.
Hit him with the outro, baby.
Ooh.
Ending of the pod.
He's a liar. He's a liar.
Beef.
Bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the bucket.
Bottom of the bucket.
Yeah.
Beef.
Seasoned to perfection.
Divine.
Too wet.
Beef.
It's a masterpiece, baby.